The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
What is going on, friends? And thank you for joining me here in my house, in my place. What is happening and how is your Tuesday treating you? Hopefully you're treating yourself pretty good on a Tuesday. And let me have a little bit of sip of coffee here to... If that is not good, I don't know what is. Man, oh man, I honestly don't know where to start. So I think we're going to start from maybe the beginning, you think? Whoa, that's right. Well, thank you for hanging out with me anyways. We're going to get started here. I got to get my mind on straight and accurate. You know what that means, right? Of course you do. Of course you do. The captain has lit the smoking lamp, and you are free to smoke amongst the cabin. As wild and crazy as you can, kids. All right. The time that you're sitting with me right now, it is 10:02 in the AM, and you're hanging out with me along the data stream in the wave of what is called the internet. Speaking of, if you check the internet today, if you check what's going on out there in the internet, of course you know what's going on out there. Murder, mayhem, government overthrow, all the normal shit that happens. I think a big question right now for most of us is, what are you going to do about it to make it different? It's like camping, right? You got to clean up better than the way you found it. I think right now, a lot of people are having a hard time with that. So, it's not my place to judge or tell people how to live their life. But what I will say to my friends out there is be good to yourself, because you got nobody else, right? You join me this morning. That's right, 10:03 in the AM on the NOK.
Tune in daily to NOK's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Wake Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific with Tombstoner Wayne Cruz. Grow 420, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern with the Forgetful Stoner Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Kim Cooper and Sir Steve-O. Open Your Eye, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes, 9:15 Eastern with Master and Mama Roach. Cannabis and Crime, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Christine Terra from Machete Cat Productions. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh airs nightly, 7 days a week, with international rotating joint hosts, 7 p.m. Eastern. Rise and shine, it's marijuana time. Wake and Bake with Ron McNabb at 7 a.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
See, you survived. A little bit of a commercial break doesn't do anything but just show some other things. Man, is that not the coolest stuff that you've seen out there amongst the data waves? Man, my friend Sir Steve-O really has some cool shit. I really like talking to him. I really like watching him stream. I think he's genuine. And when I run into genuine people, I think that that's an important quest for us to find people that we can feel congruent with. You know, so many of us say the things that keep us congruent. And then all of a sudden we realize that our actions are a little different, or we realize that maybe our congruency isn't exactly the same. Now, with that being said, it's definitely difficult to find your own tribe. And I think this is the thing that a lot of people are having a hard time with these days. The whole my tribe, your tribe. Now, look, I don't own any of these people, and I don't own anything other than what I say on my physical stuff. So try to make it right by not talking out of order. Sometimes we have to, though. Sometimes we have to stand up for others who cannot speak out of order. And sometimes we do have to, as it says right here, it's backwards, I know, but fight. Got to fight for the ones who cannot fight. You know, look, it's Tuesday. There's no need to fight. You know what I did need to show you, though? I thought about something for a second. Wow. How was that? Kind of painless, I think. You know, no matter what we do, the world's going to keep spinning around us, right? And I think what we have to figure out is how to do it so we're treating each other in a respectful manner. So many people want to have that conversation. So many people say that they are a respectful person. Problem is that half the dribble that comes out of their mouth ends up being not what they say. So when I decided that I wanted to do this on the NOK, you know, I was under the impression that I'm amongst like-minded people. At least I know I am when I'm talking with Steve-O, maybe. The rest of the network is different because we all have difference of opinion, which that's what makes it amazing, right? That's what's also like the UN of streamers. The fact that we all have this opinion. We all want to say what we want to say when we want to say it, and we all want to be heard, and most of us don't want to be challenged. Now, myself, challenge away, whatever. If you could teach me, train me, or even enlighten me, that's the beginning, I think, of how we make friends and enlightening conversations, and we have those moments where we realize that we're not alone in this, because so many people feel as if, well, I'm not going to say anything because I don't matter, or I'm not going to be listened to, or whatever it is. And the thing is, you got to turn off the news. And you got to pay attention to what's really going on out there other than the news. And this is how I figure it out.
All the way here to Tombstone, and they seem they got my here sign. Politicians. What are more than a politician, more than overpaid jerks and tight suits? I couldn't fit into a suit, a little hot during the summertime. And especially, my spurs look a little funny in them. What? Get out of here! Get out of here!
I know, right? That's probably the first thing that I like to think of. Hey, what's up, Steve-O? I saw you in there in the comments. I do not have a producer, guys. This is just me pushing buttons up here. So there are times that I'm going to miss things. There's times that I'm just going to have to pass over. And there's times that we are going to have to understand that. Now, this morning I got up and I felt great this morning. I got to tell you guys, I started a project across the street. And then the project kind of turned into my yard. Then it turned into more and more. Now, yes, of course, I smoke during this. And this is what gives me this motivation or even this epiphany. The epiphanies are so powerful. When you let the epiphany start to think about the congruency of life, you suddenly realize that everything flows as it's needed. It's an area full of rocks, so I thought, why not use the rocks to make a wall? Then you start to think, if you got candy, make a candy store. So my thought was, these rocks would help me figure out what was going to be needed, and then I started, and I couldn't stop. It became a therapy for me. I got out there each day and I realized, wow, I really enjoy this. This is something that I really love doing. One, you get to see an outcome, which is really cool. Two, you feel it on your body. You feel strong because you're doing it. It's very labor intensive. Three, after you've seen the outcome, after you've got that intensive feeling, you get this, I want to do more. A lot more. I know. And most people are like, no, why do I want to do more? The whole idea is that this more is for me and for you, right? So the idea is when people come over, they'll see the yard now. And it's also because of erosion problems that I was having during the monsoon seasons. So take a look. Right now, we're 12 minutes in. 12 minutes in, guys. Yeah, 12 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast. And I want to see some people in here. I want to see some reactions. I know you guys are out there. I know you're going to share this amongst your friends. If I'm even smart, I would share it amongst my friends, right? But as I said, no producer. This is just me. So I decided that I would do this on my terms. Coming in on the NOK and doing this was my terms. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. Now, I chose not to talk about political issues. I chose not to talk about social issues. But what I did choose to talk about is those things that are just going to step us one step closer. I know, and you're like, that's a lot of steps, Wayne. I know, but think about it. When I start to look about my dream, my fantasy, my life, I start to think, what can I do today that is going to help motivate and move it into tomorrow? What's going to actually make it happen? Now, with that being said, it's probably because I'm a part of the NOK. All right. If you like what you're seeing here and you like what you're hearing here, and you got to tell a friend, you got to pass it on, get us some likes, some shares, and even some loves. And if I can't do that, we can't do that. And we deserve better. That's right, guys. It's smoking time. The captain has lit the bong hit lamp. You are free to smoke amongst the cabin. Preferably not while you drive, or preferably not while you do anything of substance. But hey, it's on you. It's your life. I'm just living in it with you. Once again, the captain is with the smoking lamp, and you are free to smoke amongst the cabin. Oh yeah, it's 10:15. Woo! That was a good bong hit. Man, let me tell you, that tasted good. Yum, yum, yum. That was right out of there. Some great soda right there. Yum. Grown right here in beautiful Southwest Arizona. Once again, it's 10:15 in the AM, and you're hanging out with me, Wayne, through the Wayniac in Tombstone, Arizona. All right, guys, enough of that bullshit. I know you're like, Wayne, it's too early for that shit. Just stop. All right, I could stop, but the thing is, you would wonder what's wrong.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Wow. You know, it's funny when I watch the commercials, I always think I'm lucky enough to be able to have this opportunity. I'm lucky enough to have a place that I could stream from with people who have somewhat like minds. Now, if you've noticed, what we do and what we're about is everyone has their own take on it. You know, and you're not going to get two of the same thing. You can get two puppets in here, but they're not going to have the same exact show. They're not going to have the same exact thing. You can get two broadcasters in here, and you're not going to get the same exact thing. So that alone is pretty freaking cool, if you ask me. And I think a big part of that is having a place for us kind of to hide out, a place to call your own, a place to where you have a place to talk shop, you know? At one time, I was a part of a group, and I enjoyed it. I totally enjoyed it. And I was giving content to it as a content creator for a group. And all I kept thinking the whole time while I was doing it was, people aren't responding. And I didn't know if it was me, because maybe I was just too much. And I know that's probably a big part of it, being too much. You know what I mean? And that's okay. That's okay. As I look down at screenshots, and go, oh God, wait. But the thing is, you have to be able to free yourself of that too much feeling and own it, so other people can understand that it's real. Problem is that when you're too much for most people, they see it as, hey, he's on drugs, or he's manic, or he should be medicated, or he probably doesn't have friends, or whatever the thing is. But the thing is, the outcome is that no one knows. I like to say a saying to people. Most people do not know the choices I had to make to get where I've made, but you've had enough time to talk shit about my decisions. You didn't know what the decisions were that I had to make. You just saw that I was attempting to be nice. You saw that I was attempting to show up. Now, the thing is, most of us get confused in that, because it's like, we're trying to be that person that we give when we're at work, that person that we give when we're at church, or that person that we want to give when we're out in public. Now, if you are truly out in public, and you're mixing and you're mingling and you're understanding and you're creating, then you realize the differences with people. And then you see those differences, Those differences really what make us kind of the same. I know that's so stupid, and I know that sounds like whatever. But the fact that we have these differences, the fact that we're each one of us having that struggle on the day to day. And I know people are struggling because I've talked to my friends too. And I know that not everyone is having some glorious race car ride through the universe, because most of us are trying to just fucking survive.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with No Sir. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
No to propaganda. I repeat, no to propaganda.
So I had people in here. We go to commercial break and suddenly we lose you guys. I don't know if it's the internet connection or it's just that you're just not into what I'm saying, or you get here and you realize, oh, it's that guy. Well, the one thing I would definitely like to assure you with is, yeah, it's that guy. It is this guy for at least 35 more minutes. At least we're 21 minutes, 59 seconds. Well, okay. I can't even keep up with the timer. We're 22 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast. You are sitting here with me. I appreciate it. What about a dab? Would that make you feel better? You'd be amazed. A little dab will do. All right, so take a look. I don't have an engineer going into comments right now and stuff, so I see you guys up in there. But I want to say hello. I want to say thank you. I want to say once again, thank you for joining me this fine morning. I hope your day is going killer. Because where you're at, it's probably a whole different time. But for me, it's 10:22 in the a.m. right here in the Southwest, Arizona, Tombstone to be exact, Cochise County, land where we once had Geronimo. And yeah, that's right, the warlord Cochise. All these guys were in our backyard. This is where history was made for the United States of America. And a big part of that is I'm so proud to be a part of that. That was a lot of parts. All right, whatever. You get my point. I am very proud to be associated with the Cochise Cowboy Network. I'm so proud to be associated with this whole thing because it really, really, really makes sense. All right. So let's do this right now. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. That's right. Let's do this. Let's start this bad boy up. Hopefully you guys are getting into something worthwhile. I'm about to go do some rock work out in the front yard, a little more landscaping. So it's just like, little by little, little by little. Each day I try to do about 12 to 16 milk crates full of rocks. Whether it's building something or it's just to move them to a new location for my next project. That's sometimes how it happens. Ding, ding, ding. That's right. Captain has hit the dabbing button. Lone wolf, party of one. Lone wolf, howling, party of one. Ow! All right, you guys are joining me here on the NOK this fine day, this fine morning. I hope you're seeing this elsewhere. I do hope that you're checking in, and I hope for you that this broadcast, that you're getting something from it, whether you're listening to it while you're driving to work, driving to lunch break, driving to the veterinarian, or maybe you're driving to go see that secret pizza. All right, maybe you're not, but maybe you can think about it. And while you're thinking about it, that's right. Laugh your way all the way. That's what I'm going to do right now. You know, I got really high right there off that dab. Woo-wee, man. Okay. So it seems that the world is falling apart out there, that the idiots and the assholes are all rubbing elbows, and it's leaving those of us who are seriously scratching our head to wonder what, where, why, and what can we do? Now it goes there. Where, what, and why. It all is a part of it, because what can you do? Where can you do it? Why can you do it? So many people feel like they are left behind. And so many people feel as if they're just not able to do it because they're one voice. They could never be heard. The thing is, you can all be heard. But the thing is, you got to get out and you got to use your voice. For some of us, this is our voice. This is our one and only voice right here. For some of us, this is the place that we come to get our voice out. This is the one place that we come to get to speak freely. We get to speak and use our words that we want. Okay. For others, this is a place to come and hang out, have family, or ish. For me, like I just said, I come here to just hang out, do whatever. Originally, I wanted to do a show, and I had all these ideas about what I wanted to do, all these grandiose ideas, but they didn't work out. It's not that they didn't work out. I wasn't into attempting said thing. And then the change became a matter of I couldn't do the change because, well, again, I'm one guy. I am one guy doing one sole broadcast by himself. And that's the thing. I do have the help of the NOK, and I do have the help of Kim Cooper and Sir Steve-O, because both of them help me. You know, when I call Sir Steve-O and I'm like, dude, I got a problem. He's like, how can I help you? What can I do? It's not like, oh, again, Wayne, seriously, he would be a great customer service guy as far as it goes for the tech world. For myself, technology works weird. And then when you're in an area where the internet is very dicey, and when I say dicey, we get days of full-blown internet, then we get days where, nope, you know, it didn't go kind of as planned. And you're like, shit, you know, I needed to get that document out today, or I needed to make that video. Well, if you don't get around to it while the internet's good, you are SOL.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
All right. So this is going to show you the madness and let you have an idea of how stupid shit could be. My wife and I had a 22-foot shed with a porch on it. And we've moved it a few times. I had drywalled the walls, got electric running, the whole 9 yards. And we had it for a while, and we used it. A friend of mine lived in it, and it was a really cool thing. When we moved to Arizona, we found out that it's not going to happen. It'd be like $8,000 to move it there. And we're like, oh, shit. So we got to thinking, we're like, that's a lot of money. We don't need it. We'll buy another one, but we'll sell it. So my wife decided, sitting at a friend's house, my wife started making phone calls, and she put an ad in the Facebook marketplace, and she must have got 60 messages. Is this thing still available? She must have got 60 of them in like 3 seconds. The point where it crashed her phone a few times. So we finally found some guy that wanted to buy it. Guy who came out after a bunch of people coming and looking at it. They all gawked and gawked. They wanted to Ask her to do it lower, brother-in-law deal. And my wife's like, no, it's worth this much. We're going to sell it for this much. And that's that. So we stuck around with it. And we finally sold it. No, let me take that back. My wife finally sold it. She must have sat on the phone for hours and days trying to get this deal to go through. She had this guy. He hits her up. He's like, I love it. He drove over to the location. He's like, I totally love it. I love it. I want it. And we're like, wow, cool. I'll even take it for the price you have it for. My wife's like, wow, he'll even take it for the price that we have it for. No haggling. He wants it. It became an issue of moving it because, by the way, I'm in Arizona where this home, if there said home is, it's about 9 hours away. So for me to go there and drive there, it's kind of a big to do. But I was getting ready to do it so we could at least have a landlord or somebody on site. We were using a friend's property to hold the house at while people were coming over and looking at it, which was good. Everything was groovy. We were so happy. She sold it. Then this morning, right before the broadcast, I come in here to start setting up equipment. I can hear my wife goes, oh, shit. I walk out in the front room. I'm like, what's wrong? And it seems that the people who moved said little house hit a bridge and tore the whole roof off the said little house. And now the guy has to do an insurance claim, and it's dirty. It's a shame, and I feel really bad because it's not in our hands. You know, we sold it, and he wanted to get a different mover. He wanted to get a cheaper mover. The thing is, you get what you pay for. You want cheap, that's exactly what you're going to get. My Uncle Ron used to say to me as a kid,
I believe the saying is, one who lives in a golden canoe must never throw rocks at a plastic dinghy. You need to get your facts straight when you put them out there on the internet.
he has a point, right? Can you imagine that? You buy a said shed, you look around for a mover, you find a cheap mover because, boy, it's going to be cheap. The guys go out and look at the materials, couldn't nail down the mover, must have had about 30 different phone calls with said mover. Said mover comes over, then tear out a piece of the fence, pull said shed out, hit a bridge along the way, don't tell new owner, park it at his new property, and leave it. Now, if it was me, I would be livid. Not only that, but someone would be getting fucking sued, right? I can't believe that something like that would happen. And people would think it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's really not okay. I just got to say that over and over. You know, it's so not okay because the thing is, it's something you put your time and your effort into. You make the sale, someone gets it, and then you turn around, you got to wait for a Tuesday. I know. It's Tuesday. You guys have made it here with me. Thank you very much for hanging out. You know, normally I have these ideas and these things that I want to do with you guys, but I decided that today was going to be slightly different because it's been a rough one. It's been crazy. We've been taking care of a lot of things, been dealing with my job. Yeah, my job. I have a job on the side. I'm a Cochise cowboy gunfighter. And we're dealing with that, you know, because we have shows going on. We are in the slow season right now. It is about to pick up and be stupid full of energy here. And it's about to be everything. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
Way out west where the six guns shine, there's a place where you can step back in time.
These guys are a live action stunt show. 365 days. We do not take a break. We're like the post office. We work in the rain, we work in the snow. We work on Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, St. Arbor's Day. It doesn't matter. Once again, I can see your comments up there, guys. Please forgive me because I do not have an engineer right now to work those comments for me. So you're going to have to understand, I see you. I'm so glad that you're here right now. Because if it wasn't for you, I would totally be sitting here alone, right? I mean, think about it. Totally alone. But I definitely have something I want to share with you guys because I think you guys would definitely pay on to it and dig into it and want to be a part of it. Not just on Tuesdays, but
Spark it up and pass it around. Let freedom's torch make its round. With bong hit time for 20 and good.
oh my goodness. Thank you so very much. You got to watch it. There's 4 viewers and there's 1 reaction. So take a look. If you guys want to help a brother out, help me out, those reactions are very important to me. So 4 viewers, I can at least get 4 reactions, even if they were pissed off reactions or middle finger reactions. I get it. You guys probably want to send that out to me. I'm not opposed to it. And if you guys do, I'll just cry just a little bit.
The Victrola. What a great invention. Yola-hoo. One day, music will be piped through your home via Bluetooth or whatever that is. But until then, get yourself a Victrola. Break it up. Listen to your favorite singers and your songs.
All right, you guys are making it happen. Thank you so very much. I see there's 5 viewers. I see reactions are jumping up there. Thank you. You guys are 36 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast with me, the Wayniac. Yeah, that's right. It's 10:36 here in the Southwest, where it is the best. And it's probably a different time where you are, because where you are and I are 2 different R's, right? R. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. Okay. Well, thank you for hanging out. We just got into oh, can you shut that? Thank you. All right. We're in the elevator right now. 6th floor. Ladies' lingerie. 5th floor. 3 lights. Firearms. Sex toys. That would be the craziest freaking elevator to be in, wouldn't it? All right, there's 5 of you guys watching. And what are you 5 doing? Are you watching on your computer? Are you sitting there on your laptop? Are you sitting in your car? Are you sitting at Walmart? What are you doing? Are you waiting to go to the doctor's office? I see there's 10 comments. I dare even try to go over and get these comments going, because every time I do that, I end up screwing things up. So I'm not trying to screw things up, guys. I'm just trying to, it's just not going to work. You know what? It's not going to work. Your comments are there. I see your comments. I love your comments, whatever they are, unless you're telling me to F off. And if you are telling me to F off, well, that's your prerogative.
Well, there went my Uber.
Yep, totally. So there's 7 of you guys watching this. There's 3 reactions. Thank you so very much for joining me today on the NOK. It is 10:38. That's right. You're hanging out with me 10:38 in the AM, at least 10:38 where I'm at. Where are you at? You taking place in Nova Scotia, Maine, Latin America. Where's this taking place at? Are you watching from the UK? Are you watching from Australia, the land down under? Or are you watching from bedroom closet? Either way, however, whatever, I'm glad that you're here joining me. If you're getting the internet, you're out there in Zimbabwe, because thank you, Starlink, for getting us the internet way in the middle out there. It's better than the next step of nothing. So take a look. I know these reactions don't mean a whole lot to you guys, because they just seem like, a little butt in the head here or there. Oh, well. But the idea is these reactions really help me, and they help in the algorithm, and they help kind of get things in motion. Without them, feeds like myself and other people that are trying hard to get stuff out there, it'll never get viewed. Mainly because they just don't go to the top like the cream of the crop, like a pie or a cake or a pizza, and it doesn't rise. So none of that makes sense. So what it is those reactions help get this into the algorithm so people will see this, so it will be noticed, and it will get my views up. Thank you so very much for doing so. All right. So the shed, it gets the roof ripped off. The guy has to make an insurance claim. It makes you really start to wonder. You get what you pay for. So the thing is, you want to get a cheap mover. I get it. I fully understand. But then it destroys the whole thing. Was it worth it? Save a few $100? I don't know. For me, it's a shame because I put hours into that shed. They don't make that shed anymore. That was the last of its kind. I put hours into that shed. Hours. That thing was it was like a family member in our life for a little while. And then suddenly to hear it get smashed, you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? But it's what it is. So think, look, there's 4 of you guys watching, 3 reactions. We can move that around. We get these reactions to be a little cleaner. That means make them even 444. That will help. But until then, I do have a question for you guys. And I've been meaning to ask this because I think it's very important that we get this out in the open. Because we are adults here, right?
Have you checked yourself for
hemorrhoids? You guys should definitely check yourself for hemorrhoids because guess what? Jack and Jill went up the hill to both do the same thing. Jack got lost because Jack likes the dudes, and Jill got lost because she was dressed really crazy and wanted to go dancing at the club because the club only closed at certain hours. Then they realized that both of them were screwed.
All right, it doesn't matter. I'm only fucking with you guys, man. You were hanging out this morning, and you get it. Jack and Jill are only a figurative thing about life. So look, be good to yourself and treat yourself with madness because, through the day, I think a lot of us will stop the things that we want to do. And it's not because we're scared. It is because we're scared. There is a little bit of fear that goes on in every day. You have to realize that fear is going to stop you. It's going to make you kind of go stagnant. And that's where I have been trying to work on, because I feel the same exact fear that everybody does too. I'm not above it, Lovey, but no, I feel it too. And I realize that the only way to rise above it is to find fellow people that agree with you. Have yourself a bouncing ball. Maybe have yourself an open dialogue with your friends and your family. Oh, that all sounds way too polite, doesn't it? That's why we just have to stick to our game. 3 viewers, 3 reactions. Thanks so very much. I got a whole bunch of comments over that I haven't had a chance to see yet. Damn, this is annoying. I'm going to have to figure this one out, why my comments don't carry over. But it doesn't matter. I know you guys are here, and I know you're going to be here, and I know you're watching this, and thank you so very much. 42 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast of guess what? Who knows? Today was a very unique one when I found out about that shed, because it kind of, if you guys just got here, I had a shed that was moved by a cheap mover, and he ended up totally thrashing it. I don't own said shed, so it doesn't really matter. But what I was saying is, it will totally set your mind off because you put time and effort into a project that you think that other people are going to feel the same. Maybe not. The fact that they don't, oh well, that's just kind of how life works. Man, it sucks, doesn't it? You just boo, boo, boo. Okay, I had to get that out. Boo, one more time, just for safekeeping. There are 3 of you guys, and there's 3 reactions. Thank you so much for that. That's going to help right there. See, that alone sets this algorithm the precedence of keeping a standard of how many of us are viewing at a time. And I just know for me, when I see my friends stream, I want to come up, and I don't even want to come up anymore. I just want to just see what they're doing, what they're talking about. Maybe get to see something cool. Maybe get to do something. Oh, by the way, watch your step. right. So I took you for a trip. Hey, what'd you think about it? That's the desert's California right there. That's the Mojave Desert right there. And at the very end of it, where you hear the cymbal smash, 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 at that part right where it's doing it, which most people don't know, because I didn't get the pause right there. That is a Frank Zappa music compound. That's where Frank used to live, and his family would be there, and that's where the family made music. Amit and the Weasel, Moon Unit. They would all go there in the summertime after they moved out of the Antelope Valley to go into the San Fernando Valley, so Frank could be closer to the music studios. That was before the internet, so he had to drive a lot of the tracks back and forth. That's pretty cool. That's why I put that in the video. Not that anybody knows that. They don't get to see that because, well, so have you been everywhere? I don't know about you, but I have been everywhere.
What we have here, the GSX 7775. It reaches speeds beyond all magnificent speeds. It will get you to Night City in no time at all. That's right, if you order now. But just wait, there's a whole lot more.
Yeah, I know, right? There's always a whole lot more. I've been thinking about a bunch of things, and I'm thinking about working on a radio show. Very soon, yes, that's right, a radio show. You guys are going to be able to check it out. We're going to be doing an on-the-air broadcast. And it's something I've been interested in doing. It's something that I've been thinking about doing for some time. And I just finally want to make it happen. So that's a part of the dream that we're starting to cultivate. Let's talk about cultivating of dreams for a moment. Most people have a dream or an expectation. The thing is, very rarely is our expectations met. This goes into that dream category, right? For me, my expectations tell me that I want to do this, that, this, that, and this, that. Problem is, I realize that whether it's the lack of the $1 million or it's just the fact that it might just be a tad out of my reach. And I get that because there's a lot of that's going to happen where a dream is just out of your reach. But if you can start to make one piece of it happen real slowly, all of a sudden the other pieces, kind of like a puzzle, start to fit. So recently my dream and my idea was to come to Tombstone, become a Tombstone cowboy, and go down in infamy being a gunfighter here. And that was basically a decision that was going to happen. That was just it. That was it. Somewhere along the line it changed. And I love being a street performer. God, I love being a street performer. It is so invigorating to your spirit, your ego, that you can get to really make an impact on somebody who happens to be walking down the street to come on a vacation, and you're the guy they talk to. You're that piece of history that they get to meet. And to have someone say, "You are Tombstone," I'm like, whoa, thank you so much. They're like, no, really. When we see what you do, it's like, you are Tombstone. I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot to hold on to. So with that being said, I started thinking about the cowboys out here and think about what these guys do. I want to start showing you guys more. Now, it doesn't mean more cowboy content. It doesn't mean more content of me. It just means a little more, I don't know.
Well, finally made it out here. Problem is, the heat is absolutely terrible. And then I ran into these gents. Oh, they take all the fun out of the game. Well, come out to Tombstone. Check this place out. It's actually pretty wild. They say it's where history actually happened. Personally, I haven't seen no history yet, but I'm ready to make some. Get out of here!
All right, take a look. I'm able to do something here. And Dominic, thank you for watching and hanging out with me today. As I look here, I can go back to comments here and on my secondary unit. Man, it looks like Dominic, you're killing it right now, man. Thank you so much. You're in there giving me some comments. Thank you. You're helping this algorithm going. We got 4 viewers, 5 hearts. That means it's going to be somewhere in your daily viewing. And I hope your daily viewing is exactly what you're hoping for. A lot of people will think about their daily viewing and it's like what you're going to do. The thing is, half the people that I speak to are creatures of habit. They're like, oh, wait, my friend's live right now. I'm bored, so I'll go see who's live right now. Oh, this person's live. Right on. You'll catch a little bit of that live, and then you'll be like, oh, what about that person's live? And then you'll jump around. Now, with that being said, I think that's perfectly okay to do so. So shows like this that have a commercial break give those people the luxury because they can actually step away for a moment, go check what they want, and then come back. So this is why when I see the viewers go up and down, I know what's happening, guys. Thank you. I know you're enjoying it. I know you're out watching other things. You're seeing what other people are putting out. There's a lot of content out there to be viewed. I mean, I don't know. You can watch a little bit of everything, especially on the NOK and the daily IWK. That's right. Put it away for 15 minutes or 30 minutes a day on the IWK. That's right. The IWK. I must mess that tagline up. Shit. Take 2. Put it away for 30 minutes a day on the IWK. That's right. The IWK is association with the NW. Okay, you guys know it already. You guys have already been here. You've seen this. You know what they do. And it kicks ass. Yes, you should put it away for 30 minutes a day on the IWK in association with the and only on the NOK Broadcasting Network. And if it's not with me, it might be with somebody else, whether it's my good friend Sir Steve-O or it's Hobbies the Puppet, or whether it's that beautiful young lady in there talking, and you know who I'm talking about, Miss Smashley. The whole thing is all of you guys could watch something because there's always something to watch on the NWK. And if you're watching another one, my good friend Ross the Rhino, he does a really good sesh. He has a really cool kickback time, and he's really, really a good positive vibe. Okay, let's put it this way. It's 10:52. You're hanging out with me on the NOK right now. You're one of those 5 viewers. Thank you so very much. If you're one of those 5 reactions, thank you very much. Because without you, I would be up here completely alone. Now, here's the thing. I'm not alone because I have friends and I have associates everywhere I go. And that's why here, I may tell you I'm the lone wolf, but I do know people that we can always talk to and people we can always reach out to. And there's an 800 number if you guys need it. If you're ever feeling lonely, distraught, or even depressed and lonely, you can call that 800 number and get a little bit of help because someone can direct you and always wants to be a friend and an ear for you. 5 and 5 reactions. Holy shit balls. I think we've done it today. Thank you so much, man. You guys made my day. I suddenly feel like I'm going viral. Oh my God, No, I'm joking. I'm not going viral. But thanks for hanging out with me during this. And as always, I hope you are sharing this with your friends and telling your friends kind of what's going on, letting your friends get an opportunity to maybe have a voice. One of these days, I plan on having somebody up here other than me and myself and I, because these 3 guys right here, wow, they get a little annoying.
But I gotta tell you, I am so impressed with the fact that you guys show up on my Tuesday broadcast. I'm stoked, and it means a lot. But we're at 54 minutes in a 55 broadcast, and I got a theory.
There's 3 of you watching with 5 reactions, and my theory is, take a look. There's 4 of you. I can get a whole bunch of reactions in here. I can get a whole bunch of people watching right before we leave this broadcast, guys. Share this out. Tell a friend. Tag somebody. Try to get him in here. Try to get him up on there in that comment contest. Because Dominic, you're killing it right now. Thanks, man. Your comments are great. I love the Family Guy comments. He's like, that's right. Get your comments out there. Get your friends in here to show. If I can get this, if I can get the algorithm to work for me, that means getting viewers in here and reactions in here. We can spin this to the TOP and we can get a whole bunch of viewers on what I like to call hashtag, that's right, you're like, what's the hashtag for? You're all going to see. Hashtag repeat. If you catch this on a repeat and you're watching this on a repeat, it will help not only the NOK, but it will help me at Keeping It Green. It will help me at all the gunfighting pages that I have. You can find me at the Tombstoner. You can find me at Keeping It Green. You can find me at Keeping It Green. You can find me at the NOK Network. You can also find me on the Ladies of Coffee Time. You can also find me at Coffee Time, Java Time with Wayne Cruz. You can also find me at Gunslingers and Outlaws. That's a really cool one to check out, guys. And if you're really interested, you can check out my other page that I've been working on for a while. There's a whole bunch of content, a whole bunch of videos. That's the Adventures with Lefty. I really appreciate you guys coming in today, hanging out with me today, getting this show to happen, getting this algorithm to happen, making me feel wanted and loved. Maybe not making, that's the wrong word. You are helping me feel liked and loved. Guys, thank you so very much for joining along in this day. Thank you for being a part of what I like to think of as another day in the trenches with you guys. Got the hiccups all of a sudden. Jeez. By the way, our time's up. Guys, thank you so very much for joining me today. Remember, on the NOK, you can find all this. If you like more of it, you can find it elsewhere. Be good to yourself. Be good humans. Be good.